again. So welcome to session 20. We started the concept of demand and we've been slowly discussing what is demand and all. Who introduced the concept demand?
Alfred Marshall.
Alfred Marshall.
Alfred Marshall in 1980 in his book in the Principles of Economics. And he gave four words, very important words related to the demand. What are they?
Desire, willingness,
Hmm.
ability to pay for the commodity, time.
Yeah, very good. So we discussed that demand is a concept focused more on the consumers. Supply generally concept more concentrate more on the manufacturer or producer and suppliers. Then yes, uh, yeah, we discussed this. A definition. It is a desire. Demand is a desire backed by willingness and ability to pay for the product. So desire, ability, willingness to pay, and no. So then there will be a demand. Okay. And then we discussed various determinants of demand. Yesterday, when I revised, many people wrote in almost all the determinants of the demand. The first one is price of a product and income of the consumer, taste and habits and preferences of the consumer. Then prices of the related goods, consumer expectations, advertisement effect, population, climate and weather condition, availability of the credit, tax rates. Okay, these are the various factors which influence the demand of a particular product. Then we discussed about apart from this pattern of saving, circulation of money. Also we discussed in the previous class. Yes. Next, we discussed types of demand. So, what is market demand and what is the difference between individual demand and market demand?
So individual demand is the demand of a commodity for a
No.
particular individual is willing to various quantity of a commodity. A individual is willing to buy at various prices during a given period of time.
Very
Market
good.
demand is the all the households combined together for the demand of all the households combined together for that product.
Very good. Individual demand is basically a demand for a product at a certain price by one consumer. What we discussed. And market demand is also called as an aggregate demand. It is a demand of all individual demands in a particular market. Yeah, then we discussed company demand and industry demand, short term and long term demand, perishable and durable goods, uh, demand, and derived and autonomous demand, income demand, price demand, cross demand. Then we discussed demand function. What is demand function? Demand function.
Is an algebraic expression which relates demand and its various determinants.
Very good. It is algebraic expression of the relationship between the demand of a commodity and its various determinants. Then what is demand schedule?
A
Sir, it is
table showing. Fine, bro. Continue.
continue then.
No, it's fine. You continue.
Anyone?
That is a tabular representation of quantity demanded by a consumer at various prices.
Thank you, Kushal. Okay, good. Then yes, it is a demand schedule. A demand schedule is a table showing the units of the product which the consumer is willing and able to buy at different prices. It shows the inverse relationship of two variables. Okay, simply it is a tabular representation of a law of demand. Yeah, this is it has two columns, isn't it? We know that it has two columns. The first column generally represents price. Okay, the first column lists the price of a particular product, either in ascending order or descending order. The second column lists the quantity of product uh, uh, desired or demanded at a different prices. Okay, so two columns will be there in demand schedule. One is price, second one is quantity. Then demand curve. What is demand curve?
Graphical representation of the inverse relationship of price and quantity demanded, sir, which the consumer is willing to buy.
Very good, very good. It's a simply a graphical representation of a demand schedule, isn't it? It's a graphical representation of a demand schedule. So this is the demand curve. So we discussed, law of demand, all things being equal, ceteris paribus, which means if price of a commodity increases, what will happen? Then the quantity demanded will come down, isn't it? If the price of a commodity increases, then the quantity of demanded will decrease. So it has inverse relationship. There is inverse relationship between quantity demanded and quantity demanded of a commodity and its price, isn't it? So this is law of demand we discussed yesterday. These two and reasons for downward sloping curve. So the law of diminishing marginal utility, income effect, substitution effect, change in the number of consumers, diverse use of commodity. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Anybody have any doubts? Yesterday we discussed this. Anybody have any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, then we can go for yeah. The next one, today we are going to discuss various assumptions of law of demand. Okay, so law of demand follows the assumptions of assumption of ceteris paribus. We discussed in the definition of law of demand, which means what? Which means that the other factors remain unchanged or constant. So when I said other factors, so as discussed earlier, the demand for a commodity or a service not only depends on its price, isn't it? So not only influenced by only the price, it also influenced by several other factors. So what are the other factors? What are the other factors?
Income of the consumer, sir.
Very good. Income of the consumer. What are the other factors?
Taste and preferences of the consumer.
Taste and preferences, good.
Price of related goods.
Price of the related goods.
Size and composition of the population, sir.
Population, good. So
Consumer
these are the other,
expectations.
yes, what are the determinants of demand? These are the factors which influence the demand, isn't it? But we list out around more than 10 various factors which influence the demand, but price is the primary factor what we discussed. So but apart from the price, the other factors, other determinants also influence the demand, like as you said, income of the consumer, prices of the related goods, consumer tastes and preferences, so expectations for the future, so tax rates, so circulation of money, advertisement effect. These all other factors also influence the price of demand of a product. So which means what? So we need to assume that if all other factors are remain constant, then only this law will work out. So in law of demand, other factors are assumed to remain constant while the only price of the commodity changes, isn't it? So the remaining all other factors assumed that they are remain unchanged, and only when the price of a commodity, while other factors are remain constant, when the price of a commodity increases, the quantity demanded will decrease. When the price of a commodity decreases, the quantity demanded will increase. Okay, so the law of demand basically have following assumptions. We will discuss one after one. The first one is income level should remain constant. Income level should remain constant. So consumers' income must remain unchanged, because if income increases, what will happen? Consumer may buy more goods, isn't it? If the income increases, consumer may buy more, even at more goods, even at higher prices also, isn't it? So it invalidating the law of demand. So that's when the primary assumption is the income level of consumer should be remain constant. So if the income increases, he will buy more commodities, even the price of a commodity increases also. So that's why the law of demand operates only when the income of the consumer, income levels of buyers remains constant. If income increases, he has more purchasing power. So even though the price of a commodity increases, he will buy more goods. So then at that time this law of demand, it won't work and it is invalid. invalidating this situation, invalidating the law of demand. Okay, so if income rises when the price of a commodity does not fall, if income rises when the price of a commodity does not fall, what will happen? Demand may increase or decrease.
Demand may
Demand.
increase.
Demand may increase. Okay, good. If the income rises while the price of a commodity increases, what will happen?
Demand might remain the same because income has also increased.
Yeah, maybe there is a chance, income or there is, it maybe remains unchanged, or it may increase also because it's based on the percentage change in the income and percentage change in the demand, isn't it? If the percentage change in the income is more means, then surely he may buy more goods, even though the price of a commodity increases. Isn't it? It depends upon the percentage change in the income and the percentage change in the price of a commodity. So if the price of say for example, the income rises while the price of a commodity decreases, what will happen? Tell me? If income rises when the price of a commodity decreases, what will happen?
Demand increases.
The
So in
demand
one case,
increases, or maybe he changed the
yes,
goods.
exactly. Exactly. Demand may increase because he has more purchasing power. Now he can buy more commodities. We know the income effect. So income effect means what? So if the price of a commodity reduces and there is no, change in the income of the consumers, his real income will increase, isn't it? So with the given income, now he can buy more commodities. So because of the income effect, he will buy more goods so that the quantity demanded will increase. So all these possibilities will happen when the income level increase or decrease, isn't it? So the first assumption for law of demand is, the income level should remain constant. So therefore, stability in income is an essential condition for the operation of the law of demand. Stability of income is an essential condition for the operation of the law of demand. So that is the first one. So income level should remain constant. The second one, what is the second one? Tastes of the buyer should not alter, or if the taste changes, then the consumer's preference also will change. Isn't it? Which will surely affect the demand. When the commodities go out of fashion, then the demand will be low, even the low prices. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So when the commodities, say for example, take an example of old clothes or old fashioned goods. Even though if you find all those goods at a very cheap price in the market, but still there is no demand for that. Which means what? If the taste changes, then the consumer's preference also surely will change. So it will affect the demand. Okay, any alteration that takes place in the taste of the consumer, surely it will affect the demand. Then the law of demand not applicable in that situation, isn't it? So we can see this in the market. It often happens like that. When the taste or fashion changes, people revise their preferences, isn't it? Because of that, what will happen? The demand for a commodity which goes down. So people preferences, consumers preferences will change. Earlier it may be so and so product X may be the priority one. So because of the changes in the taste, it will become so it took place at after 9 of 10. So people generally may not like to spend more on those commodities. Even the price of a commodity, when the preference is changed, when the preference scale of a consumer's declines, even though its price decreases, there is no demand for those commodities. So the one more important assumption for the law of demand is the tastes of buyers should not alter. Should not alter. Can anybody give an example for this? Earlier, few goods we used to buy a lot. Now we are not buying because of out of fashion. Can you give any example for that?
The keypad phones, the old Nokia models.
Yes, good. Old phones.
Scooters.
Yes, scooters. Good. Anything else?
Sir, ambassador.
Ambassador. No, yeah, it is conquered the this travel industry, isn't it? Ambassadors, even though for higher official they used to buy those ambassadors. Now there is no ambassador. It
No,
is
sir, they
always
buy,
only.
sir, for the CM and like in Delhi, the CM and DCP or DJP, they buy that car, sir, because it's like a
Correct,
kind of
but correct only. But earlier it is for all politicians, everybody actually. Now
Yes, sir.
very few people are doing. So one of my friend, he hired for his marriage because it became like that, isn't it? So earlier, if you want to travel, those days, so there is no Indica. So everywhere, almost all travel, the drivers used to drive these ambassadors. Now it is no more. Of course, no more in the market. Very few we can find. Yes, good, very good. Like this, what happened when the taste preferences? Earlier we used to have bell-bottom pants, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So now,
Bell
now no
bottoms,
one
flat
gets.
prints, many, sir.
Yes, especially in clothes, we can so many fashions. When new fashions coming, so world fashion, even the price of a commodity reduces. Also, we won't buy it, isn't it? These are the exceptions, of course. Assumptions for the law of demand. Taste of the buyer should not alter. The next one, the price of other goods should remain constant. When I said the price of other goods, there are two types of goods we discussed. What are they?
Substitute and complementary goods.
Yeah, so this law of demand assumes that prices of substitute and complementary goods remain constant. So what will happen? The changes in prices of other goods often impact the demand for the particular commodity, isn't it? So therefore, the law of demand, uh, it may not valid in that situation. It will become an imperative that price in that situation. Say for example, can anybody give an example for this? Prices of other goods should remain constant. If the prices
Car and
of goods are
petrol.
increase or decrease, what will happen to the law of demand? Someone is telling. Who's that?
He said car and petrol.
Car and petrol, it is a complementary good. I'm asking, can you give one example? What will happen if the prices of a substitute or complementary changes? What will happen to the law of demand? Anybody can explain that point? Anyone? Anyone who said car and petrol? Juma, will you?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Can you give an example for the third point? The prices of other goods should remain constant. What will happen if they increase or decrease? What will happen to the law of demand?
If it increases, then demand will fall, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but.
Okay. Anybody wants to explain any point here? Anybody wants to give your input?
Sir, like petrol and diesel are substitute goods. When the prices of petrol rise and the price of diesel remains constant, the demand for cars may increase for diesel cars, but the overall demand of cars will increase, but diesel cars will have a greater demand than petrol.
Okay.
So that's why
Okay, same example we'll take, say for example,
Sir, I want to
petrol and
come.
diesel.
Sir,
Yeah.
I want to come on behalf of that people who have said that the diesel car would be more costlier than the petrol. Actually, it's not like that, sir. If you see, each company is providing a certain kind of amount, so it doesn't change, no, sir. Like if now petrol price is hiking off, he will not
Hmm.
hike the car's price, no sir. He'll be going on
Hmm.
a certain level. He will be having some certain of a goal that if the petrol price will be hiking or like petrol price will going high, so I have to get that particular amount of money. So he'll be not
Okay.
doing that. So I think the point he is giving is not that accurate.
Okay. So same example. Let me explain. Are you agree with him? Kushal?
Sir, I'm talking about the fuel price, sir, not car
Very
price.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Could you please give a clarity on that so that then I'll explain the same point again.
And like diesel and petrol are substitute goods. So if you are taking car and petrol as an example for complementary goods, if the price of diesel decreases, the demand for diesel car might increase because there is the amount for fuel in diesel is less.
Hmm.
The expense.
Okay. So yes, yes, thank you, Kushal. So say for example, here, the problem is, there are two, petrol and diesel we mentioned as a uh, substitute goods, and also petrol and car as a complementary goods. So we'll take an example of petrol and diesel as a substitute goods, or say for example, when the prices of petrol increases, when the price of petrol increases drastically, the percentage change in the prices of petrol is much more than the percentage change in the prices of diesel. What will happen then? They both are increasing. Both are increasing. Let me give you one more example. The percentage change in the prices of coffee is much more than the percentage increase in the prices of tea. What will happen then? Tea, coffee substitutes, so Coke and Pepsi substitutes. No, so both are increasing. So coffee price is also increasing, tea price is also increasing. So I'll take, if the coffee prices are increasing much more percentage than the increase in the tea prices, what will happen?
So
Demand for tea
Everybody
will
demand
increase.
for
Demand for tea will increase.
Yes, demand for tea will increase. So now you can think from the tea point of view. Even the price of a tea increasing, what is increasing?
demand is still
demand.
Demand increasing, isn't it?
Yes.
Actually, when the price of a tea increases, what should be happen? The
Demand should
demand
be
for tea
decreased.
should be decreased, but
Decrease.
the prices of coffee increasing even more than the prices of tea. That's why even the price of a commodity increases. What is happening?
Demand also
Demand
increased.
Demand
for
is increased. So because there is a change in the complementary substitute good. So like that, what will happen even if there is a change in the substitute good prices or a complementary good prices? Surely, same complementary goods, car and petrol. When the petrol prices are increases, okay. So what will happen? The demand for car
Increases.
decrease.
Increases,
Generally,
sir.
when the petrol prices increases, generally what will happen?
Demand of the car decreases.
Decreases. Say for example, the petrol prices decrease drastically, but the prices of car increase slightly. Tell me what happened to the
Still
cars?
the demand of car increases.
Increases, but
Yes,
say
increases.
even, yeah, because the petrol price drastically decreases, so surely the demand for a cars will increase. Even the price of a commodity, prices of car increases slightly. So that is against for the law of demand, isn't it? If you see from the car's point of view, when the price of a car increases, also there is a increase in the demand. It is against the law of demand. So which means this is one of the important point. The prices of other goods should remain constant. Then only this law will work over there. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So then we'll go to the next topic, next point. So the fourth one, no new substitutes for the commodity. So what will happen if some new substitutes for a commodity appears in the market? Generally, its demand generally decrease or increase.
Changes, sir. We can't
If
say increase
some
or
new
decrease.
substitutes for a particular product appears in the market, so its demand generally increase or decrease?
Decreases.
Decreases.
Surely, good, because particular target customers are there, so product is there. Now there is a new substitute for a particular product. Generally, these customers surely will try that product. So generally, what will happen? The demand will decrease. Even the price of a commodity decreases, still the demand will decrease. So this is quite natural because with the availability of new substitutes, some buyers will attract towards the new products, isn't it? The demand for the old product, what will happen now? Will surely fall even the price remains unchanged. Or price reduces also, the demand will decrease. So hence the law of demand surely operates when the market for a commodity is threatened by the new substitutes, or when there is no opportunity for the new substitutes, then only this law of demand operates properly. Understood?
Sir,
Take any product. Oh yes, somebody is asking question.
Sir Joshua, sir. Sir,
Yeah,
so
Joshua.
basically you're trying to say that if new substitutes are introduced in the market, the demand for the substitutes will increase and the original product will decrease.
Yeah, but when I said a new product, generally it will, the demand will increase when they introduce any new product. They will give some offers, isn't
Yes.
it? And also, they are, it is a substitute of a particular product, isn't it? Already consumers are habituated for a particular product, but whenever there is a new substitute came for a particular product, people will try that. Surely, because of the advertisement effect, because of the new features added by the new company. So surely these people attracted to the new product, surely they'll try the new product. So even though there is no change on the existing old product, but people will try that because of people are trying the new product, the demand for a particular product will come down.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so no new substitutes for the product, for the commodity in the market. When new substitutes are introduced in the market, so new commodities appear, new substitute for a commodity appears in the market, surely the demand in generally decrease for the old product. Then we'll go to the next one. The price rise in future should not be expected. Tell me what will happen. The price.
Everybody buy now only.
So the consumer do not expect any significant rise or fall in the future prices. If the buyers of a commodity expect that, what will happen? Surely they may buy more goods even the price of a commodity more. If the price of a commodity increases also, with a little increase, they will buy more commodities. They may think that it will increase even more. So when they assume that, consumers expecting that, the price may fall, significantly fall in future prices, in future. So even the price of a commodity decreases also, there is no increase in demand because they won't buy now, they will wait for another fall. Isn't it? So in this behavior of buyers generally violates the law of demand. Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So therefore, the operation of the law of demand, it is necessary that there must not be any expectations of price rise or fall in the future. That is one of the important assumption. So price changes, then we'll go for a next one. I think it's the last one. Advertising expenditure should remain same. Advertising expenditure should remain same. If the advertising expenditure of a particular firm increases, what will happen?
Demand also increases.
The demand also increases. Generally, the consumers may be tempted to buy more products, even the price of a commodity increases. Isn't it? So that is the strategy in advertisement. They will say what is there, in the product, but they will say in a different way. They will say in a different way. Surely, what will happen? Recently, I read one story. one old person wants to sell his house, farmhouse in a particular place. It is very far from city. He wants to sell it because maintaining that particular farmhouse becoming a very difficult for him. Then he went to one advertisement agency. He asked, he wants to sell that. That advertisement agents people said, no sir, come after 3 days so that we'll prepare advertising. So he came after 3 days and they prepared a beautiful advertisement for that particular farmhouse. After reading that advertisement, it's a very detailed advertisement and I'm not going to read now. So he thought, why should I sell this beautiful asset? I don't want to sell, he changed his mind. Which means what? Surely the advertisement has an impact on consumers. So it impacts the consumers' behavior and consumer decision making. So what will happen if they spend up? The company spend more on advertisement. So what will happen? Even the price of a commodity increases, consumers may be tempted to buy because advertisements are like that. Is there any other assumptions? I didn't write, because I can accommodate 6 here. Is there anything?
So tax rates.
Tax rates, no, yes, write down that one also, write that point also. No
Sir,
change
inferior
in
good.
tax. Yeah, that we'll
Inferior.
discuss in the write one point. No change in tax policy of the government. Please write down. No, 7th one. No change in tax policy of the government. No change in tax policy of the government. Which means the level of it may be whether it is a direct or indirect taxes imposed by government on a particular goods or services should be remain unchanged. If it increase or decrease, it has an impact on the demand. That we know that no change in tax policy of the government. The last point, no change in the size and composition of population.
So can you repeat?
No change in the size and composition of population. Composition of population. We know that the size of population and the gender ratio, age composition, these are assumed to be remain constant. So otherwise, surely all these factors surely influence the demand of a particular product. They will affect the demand of a particular product. So these are the various assumptions. These are the various assumptions. Shall we go to the exceptions?
Yes, sir.
Till 10:20, no? Okay. There are certain exceptions to the law of demand that with a fall in price, that demand also falls and there is an increase in demand with an increase in price. It is an exception to the law of demand. Generally, what we discussed is when the price of a commodity increases, the quantity demand will decrease. But sometimes in certain exceptions, in certain cases, what will happen if the price of a commodity increases also, what will happen? The quantity demanded will increase. When the price of a commodity decreases also, so when the price of quantity demanded will decrease. That is called exception. So in case of exceptions, the demand curve slopes upward. It slopes upward from left to right, which means it is a positive slope. So the demand curve, the exceptional demand curve is a positive slope, and also it slopes from left to right. Okay, generally the demand curve slopes. General demand curve slopes
Downwards, right to left, downward.
Yes. So under certain circumstances, consumers buy more when the price of a commodity rises, and less when the price falls. Okay. So that situation is called exceptions to the law of demand. So tomorrow we are going to discuss this one. Okay.